Welcome. We're really glad that you're here tonight with us, either watching it live or viewing the recording. In the next few minutes, we're going to learn more about aeroponic growing and how it can positively affect our lives. So welcome. But first, let's take a look at the company behind the Tower Garden, which is our aeroponic growing system. The Juice Plus company has been inspiring healthy living for over 25 years through plant micronutrition. The concentrated plant powders that you see on the screen are being added to people's lives every single day, and there's research behind it. So 7 years ago, the Tower Garden was introduced as a way for people to grow their own clean food. Now, Juice Plus is very unique, and there are three main reasons why. The first one is that it is food. It's not a supplement or a vitamin. It's regulated by the FDA as produce, and it carries a nutrition label. The other is that it is non-GMO and pesticide and insecticide free, dairy free, gluten free. It's pure. And the last is that it's effective. It is backed by published clinical research, which you can't buy your way into those journals, and you can't make that up. And it's all independent research. So it's a very unique product in the world. In fact, if you ask Siri, what is the most researched nutritional product in the world, it's going to tell you Juice Plus. So what is the Tower Garden? The Tower Garden is a vertical, up and down instead of horizontal, aeroponic growing system. It allows you to grow your own fruits and vegetables on your porch, your patio, or even inside if you use growing lights. Aeroponic means it utilizes both air and water in the growing process. So let's watch this video to see a little bit more about how it works.
Tower Garden's state-of-the-art aeroponic vertical garden system uses both water and air to produce more colorful, better-tasting, and incredibly nutritious fruits, vegetables, and herbs. Tower Garden has a 20-gallon reservoir at its base that stores the Tower Tonic nutrient solution. Developed by experts in plant and human nutrition, Tower Tonic Mineral Blend enables superior plant growth and better nutrition from your Tower Garden produce. The process begins once the seedlings have been placed in your Tower Garden. Here they will be nourished with Tower Tonic nutrient solution. Inside the reservoir is a small, low-wattage submersible pump. The pump pushes the nutrient solution up through the tower to the top. From there, the nutrient solution drips through the central tower using a special device that evenly cascades the solution over the exposed plant roots. On the journey down the tower, the nutrient solution feeds the roots and becomes highly oxygenated as it cascades gently down the reservoir. This process is continuous, providing fresh oxygen, water, and nutrients to the roots of the plants. This patented aeroponic process enables food crops to grow faster than they would in soil, so they can be harvested more often. And it makes Tower Garden a healthier, easier, smarter way to grow your produce.
I love that video. There was something that they said in there that I just want to underscore: better tasting. The mineral blend that was developed by NASA for the Tower Garden is the key to the plants growing faster, that and the oxygen. But the nutrition content is so high that it does taste so much better. Once you've tasted a Tower Garden, you will never, ever go back. So what are the benefits of growing with the Tower Garden? The University of Mississippi conducted a study where they showed that there's a 30% higher yield and that it has the same nutritional equivalence to fruits and vegetables that are grown in the best soil, even while it's growing faster. Now, this makes growing fun and easy, and it's an amazing fit for the growing movements of farm to table, eating local, and the organic movement. My Tower Garden will go right through a regular doorway in a house, so it's real easy to move it from place to place. Today we're being faced with challenges regarding our food. There are two startling trends that are currently going on in our world. The first one is the decline in nutrient density. Between 1950 and 1999, the nutrient density of our food is decreased from 7% to as much as 40%. And in many areas, farmland is located very far away, from the areas of large populations. So not all the produce in a grocery store has the same nutrient density due to transport time and other factors. I've heard that as much as 20% of the nutrition in plants is decreased by 20% every single day from the day that they're picked. So after 5 days, there's not much nutrients in it anymore. You're just eating fiber. You remember the old Eat 5 a Day campaign? I do. Well, now the U.S. government recommends 7 to 13 servings raw every single day because of this loss of nutrition. The second concern and trend that we have, and this is a trend because it's happening all the time now, are commercial produce risks and the safety of our food. The growing and transport conditions of commercial produce can lead to the development of bacteria and other contaminants. And this is a picture of what the produce section in one of the grocery stores looks like after they had to recall the food because of these potential health risks. And like I said, it's becoming more and more, not likely, but coming rapidly. It's happening more often that we're having to do this. So if you have a tower garden, what can you grow? Well, we always said to plant a pyramid, and that would mean that your smaller plants start at the top. Those are usually herbs, sometimes some of the lettuces. The medium-sized plants will grow best in the middle, and then your viney plants, the ones that spread out, like tomatoes and zucchini and cantaloupe and watermelon, those should be at the bottom. And this tower garden that you're looking at right here will easily feed a family of 2 to 4. So where can I grow with a tower garden? Take a look at these pictures. You can grow on your deck. You can grow on an apartment patio or deck. You can grow out by your pool. Here's a tower farm on the lower left. That's a commercial entity in a greenhouse. But you can also grow right there in your kitchen or your living room. It's a sustainable, accessible solution for gardeners and farmers alike. By growing vertically with less water and in any space, anybody can grow fresh, nutritious fruits and vegetables. It does bring back meaning to the grow local. I love being able to just walk over to my tower garden and pick fresh, organic, clean produce and eat it. Now, how fast can you grow? These tower gardens are all being grown inside, and you can see that this is from seed too. They were started from seed, and at 2 weeks, 4 weeks, and 6 weeks, these greens can be harvested and eaten. And so those are just the greens, not not flowering plants. But the flowering plants are going to produce the tomatoes, the zucchini, the peppers. They are ready for harvest at 12 weeks. And notice the snow there? Think about being able to have fresh produce and eat off your tower garden after only 12 weeks. Emily, you want to talk about families?
I would love to. So the question is, who are tower gardens good for? Well, they are great for families. So food researchers have found that children are 5 times more likely to eat salad when they have grown it themselves. And I will personally attest to that with our daughter, who is almost 5 years old, that she was eating cherry tomatoes with our tower garden at the age of 1.5 years. And now we catch her going and getting lettuce off the tower garden, but she won't admit that she's eating it to us. She does it in secret. And what's interesting about that is if we give her lettuce at a restaurant or wherever, she is less likely to eat it, but she's more likely to eat it when it comes off the tower garden because, one, she took part in it from the very beginning stages. So she knows what it's, she did it. It's hers. But the flavor, as Christy said earlier, it is so robust. It's so flavorful. And once you have Tower Garden lettuce and herbs and the tomatoes, you do want more of it because that's what your palate is then becomes used to and accustomed to. So it really is a great source of produce for any family of any size as well.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I can get my husband to eat fresh vegetables because they taste so much better. And he'll eat them off the Tower Garden. My girlfriend's son, they had to buy one because he wanted to always come over to our house and eat our cherry tomatoes, but he would not eat anything in the store. And I have to tell you, I recently encouraged and got some Boy Scouts to eat the roots of the plants. They're never in dirt. They're clean, and they do taste like the plant itself. And it's sort of like bean sprouts that you want to put on your salad. They're crunchy and tasty and nutritious. So it's a new experience of your food.
Yeah. And it's funny how that's Christy's husband, and then it's a 5-year-old. So it doesn't matter the age either. We all have our hiccups. So that's too cute. Okay, so Tower Gardens are also fantastic for people in schools. So if you do a Google search of Tower Garden in schools, there are going to be pages upon pages of images. Almost immediately after the Tower Garden was launched, teachers began to use it as a classroom tool. Teachers are our children's first innovative leaders. And what better way than to have that Tower Garden in the classroom? The teachers saw the vision, the school board saw the vision of increased student engagement and an interactive experience by using the Tower Gardens as a classroom tool, and offered their students this before anyone else. Now, to support the teachers, we began exploring and connecting with top educational partners to develop lessons that they could use within the classrooms. The first partnership was with the Buck Institute for Education. This is leaders in a project-based learning environment that created a project-based learning model for 6th and 7th graders called the Tower Garden Challenge.
And I love that project-based learning.
It is.
Yeah.
And then next, 2 Seton Hall University professors in the Biological Science and Educational Studies Department developed 10 classroom presentations for grades 2 and up while working on the STEM engagement project with high school seniors and elementary students.
With great results, I must say. These kids are all going to college too.
Yes, it's been phenomenal just to see the growth. Yep. In 2017, we partnered with the Education Center to create 20 classroom activities and exercises for pre-K through 5th grade. And I will just share right here. I've got a couple Tower Gardens in a couple schools, and it is truly amazing to see the engagement, the excitement from these kids, and to see them. We just went in a couple weeks ago and harvested a Tower Garden, and the kids were tasting it. They were measuring how long their lettuce was, and they were cutting everything, and it just, they want it. And when I asked them, because some of these kiddos, they were 4 and 5-year-olds, when I told them to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, I got the thumbs up on all of them, which was fantastic. But it truly is, like we said at the beginning, when kids take part in it, they're more likely to consume this good produce. And if we can make that change in that environment for those kids, that's just going to spread into every other avenue and aspect of their life, which is fantastic.
If I might say so, Emily, there's two sides to that. The STEM part is so exciting because they do learn so much.
Mm-hmm.
And the other is both Emily and I have educational backgrounds, and I worked with kids in the inner city, and they don't know if it doesn't come from a big box store or a fast food restaurant, they don't know where food comes from. And this has been phenomenal for them.
Yep, it has. So now we're going to kind of talk about the educators in school. So Global Teacher Prize finalist Stephen Ritz, who is full of energy, says his schools notice higher daily attendance right from the start. He believes that the Tower Garden is the most cost-effective school garden aligned to academic outcomes that one could ever imagine. So let's hear some of his thoughts in this next short video.
There is a myth that marginalized communities want cheaper food. No, they want healthy food. Kids are getting fatter. They're getting sicker. I have 200-pound sixth graders. And to me, that's appalling. I can't accept that. It's just not right. Listen, when kids lose weight, they go home and they're bringing food home to their families, and grandparents are getting involved, and parents are getting involved, and people are talking about what's going in their bodies. Plant by plant, classroom by classroom, we're changing outcomes, and we're changing destinies. I have kids who are teachers now. I have kids who are aspiring to things and jobs and places that they've never imagined. That to me is exciting. Put a seed in the ground. Put a seed in the ground. It's that simple.
That video just warms my heart just because, like he said, he's got students who are now teachers. And it just comes from what they were able to take part in. And if you want to know more, go and just Google Stephen Ritz, because he is amazing and has come to Kansas City quite a few times. So the Tower Gardens are also, when we look at philanthropy, the Tower Gardens are also nurturing to veterans transitioning back into civilian life, as well as the homeless population. We know that better nutrition combined with the horticulture therapy of growing is making a difference across our nation. As we can see here in Denver, Colorado, and Los Angeles, California, and the Tower Gardens there, one of the cool things is to date, there are over 5,000 Tower Gardens growing in schools and other organizations. That's a movement, you guys, and we are proud to be a part of it. So the Tower Garden does save money as well. So not only can you grow clean, fresh, vine-ripened food for your family, but it costs less than what it would in a grocery store. Notice that the Tower Garden pays for itself within only a year, which is phenomenal.
I want to point out to Emily that once you've made the initial investment, then there's no, it's done. So
Yeah,
I've been growing my Tower Gardens for 7 years. Once I bought them, it was just minimal for the Tower Tonic.
Yep. And it's, as I tell people, it's going to last a lifetime too because of that food grade material. So our farmers are the heroes of keeping us all well fed. And as farmers work to feed more people, common farming, some of the common farming variables such as pest control and drought are making the farmers' work more difficult. Just looking at this picture, I know we are in Kansas, And look, we are in that moderate drought to severe drought to parts of Kansas, or even in the extreme and exceptional drought. And that's just our state, which is crazy. So definitely something to look at and consider there. Traditional horizontal, do you want to change the screen for us, Christy?
It is.
Perfect. Traditional horizontal growing requires large amounts of water to combat the effects of drought. It takes 71 gallons of water to grow 1 pound of lettuce in the ground. Now, what's awesome is with the aeroponic growing, that really does solve the problem. In the tower garden, in a tower garden, you can grow 1 pound of lettuce with only 3 gallons of water. Now, I would say that that is truly eco-friendly. So we are not making any more land. Would you all agree with that? And it only makes sense for us to grow up rather than to grow out. Besides using less space and water. Tower gardens leave a smaller carbon footprint and reduce the need for pesticides and herbicides. And that really is earth friendly as well. So tower gardens allow people of every age in all types of spaces to grow their own fruits and vegetables. So what are you waiting for? Are you ready to get growing? We want to just take this time to say thank you so much for spending time with us this evening. And please get with the person who invited you to get your questions answered and to get growing with the Tower Garden. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.